We're working. Yes. I'm not sure how long this will work for. I've been trying to do this live stream since yesterday morning, and the internet keeps dropping out. So we'll have a look and see how we go. Oh. Now there's nobody out there. What? Ugh. I know, we finally got the live video working, Isabella, and nobody's here. 2 people are out there. G'day. Say hello. 4 people. How is everybody? For those who have just jumped on, I can't guarantee how well this would work. The internet's been playing up something shocking here. So this is about our 8th attempt to do a live stream. G'day from the UK. It's got to be midnight or something there, doesn't it? But hello. Whoop. We'll give it a few minutes for people to rock up if they want to. Excuse the Sesame Street in the background. Where's your lizard? 1 AM currently. I wasn't too far off at a guess. It's impossible to pick a good time for everybody. Yeah, where is the lizard? The more we get more subscribers, I've got more times to try and bear in mind. And this time of day, 10, 11 o'clock here in Australia, seems to work all right for America, but it's the middle of the night for people in Europe and in Africa. So what do you do? Who else is there? What are we all doing today? We'll see if anybody else wants to rock up before we start chatting about some interesting crocodile facts, eh? You got Vegemite all over your face, kiddo. Can I put you down? No. Yeah. Uh-huh. What's everybody else doing? It's 1 AM over in the UK. You should be asleep. I'd be asleep. I'd still be asleep now if I could be. We've had a big week up in Darwin. So I don't know how many of you guys saw through our Facebook page or our YouTube community section, or the video we put out last week on Sweetheart the Crocodile, but we were lucky enough to spend a week up in Darwin, the top end of Australia. And we've got a few videos that we've filmed up there that'll be coming out over the next few weeks. Not all in one hit. I've still got a few videos from our trip to Adelaide that I've got to finish editing. A few cute little marsupial videos and things like that as well. So there's lots of stuff coming out. So if there's a week where it doesn't come out, you can scold me for it. It's because I just haven't found the time or the enthusiasm to edit it. We've got lots of videos coming out, from cane toads to rufous bedongs. So it should be good stuff. But what I thought we'd have a bit of a chat about today, and also it's not often on a weekend I have a chance to do a live stream, was the Sweetheart video we did. I don't know how many of you guys have seen, but the other day we put out a video on Sweetheart the Crocodile, who, as of Friday, here in Australia, 19th of July, died 40 years ago. Now, what happened with Sweetheart? Sweetheart's story was that during the early 1970s, in a place called Sweets Lagoon, which attaches to the Finniss River, which is about 55 k's southwest of Darwin, fishermen's boats started getting attacked by crocodiles, and the propellers ripped off and all sorts of stuff like this. And there were these infrequent attacks on boats, but all a similar sized male crocodile. And in the late 1970s, it started to get more and more frequent. So park rangers made the decision that he had to be trapped, or this crocodile had to be trapped and taken to a crocodile farm. And on the 19th of July, 1979, a large male crocodile, presumed to be Sweetheart, was caught in a trap baited with a dead dingo. And he was so large, and with only a handful of people, and it was the pioneering days of catching crocodiles. It was all pretty new stuff. They decided to sedate him, and when they sedated him, then they put the top jaw rope on him to pull him out. The top jaw rope got caught on something, and he was underwater for a few minutes and he drowned. So today that crocodile is preserved at Darwin Museum, and he's the one that you'll see in our video on Sweetheart the Crocodile. But a few people have brought to my attention, and I have always been aware of this other crocodile, but it's a bit of a grey area. This Sweetheart the Crocodile that was taken out had some scarring around his face, but he was widely publicised by Parks and Wildlife, the rangers, the museum, to be the original Sweetheart. And that's what most people probably agree on. However, a few people who are die-hard crocodile fans are pretty keen to point out there's a crocodile called Casius that lives on Green Island off the coast of Cairns, who was also caught not in Sweets Lagoon, but in the Finniss River, which is only a few kilometres away, very close. And he was caught 5 years after Sweetheart was captured and killed. And when this crocodile, Casius, was caught, his face is really badly scarred up. He's missing part of his lower jaw, he's missing part of his front leg, his teeth are all sticking out in funny angles because he's got scarring all up and down his face. And he was ever so slightly larger than Sweetheart. One of the arguments that people like to say in this crocodile's favour is that when Sweetheart was caught, yeah, that's Dad. when Sweetheart was caught, a lot of people say, oh, the locals said that they thought he was much bigger. Casius, at the time of capture, today, Casius is the largest crocodile in captivity, excluding hybrids. But when he was caught, he was about 5.3 metres, and Sweetheart was 5.1. So bigger, but we're talking like that much bigger. Not a great deal in the scheme of a 5-metre crocodile. But he did have this notable scarring all over his face. And a lot of people to this day swear that that crocodile was Sweetheart, and that the scarring was from attacking outboard motors and the propellers, cutting up his face. So a few people have said, why did you say that Sweetheart in the museum is Sweetheart? And at the end of the day, we have to take the rangers and the museum for their word. I would love to do a video with Casius when I can, one day. But the reality is, we're a small YouTube channel, and I can't afford to go and visit Darwin and Cairns at the same time. So if we manage to raise the money over the next sort of 12 months, we will do our best to get up to North Queensland and do a video on that crocodile. And there's a few other places in North Queensland I'd like to visit, like tree kangaroo hospitals and stuff like that. But yeah, I thought I'd basically do just a bit of a live stream to say, look, I'm aware that it's slightly debatable whether the Sweetheart that we filmed is the original Sweetheart, but it's thank you. Yes, so Casius is still alive. Messages just started popping up all of a sudden. Casius is still alive. Our channel is growing. On that note, we're actually 40 people away from reaching 5,000 subscribers. 5,000. Can you give me a high five? Yeah. So almost 5,000. Yeah, hello. We're almost at 5,000 YouTube subscribers. So we are growing. But it's not like we're ad revenue is so big we can just go on trips wherever we like. But we're getting very close. Hopefully we can get there in the next couple of days. Who knows? But yeah, I'd love to go and visit this Casius, and the man who trapped him is still alive. He's an elderly bloke, and he still maintains this wildlife park on Green Island. He still feeds Casius every day. So yeah, the Casius is still alive. It's just the argument of whether or not it was the Sweetheart. And like I said, I think we have to take the museum a little bit for their word. The other thing is, somebody pointed out to me that it doesn't even have to be a matter of it was a one or the other. I was speaking to a friend who's very involved with crocodiles, and he said it's also quite possible that it was the combination of both crocodiles. They're both similar size, they lived in the same area, and if these two crocodiles were having a territorial dispute, the boats could simply have been the collateral damage. They're caught in the middle when both these crocodiles are bickering with each other. And just Casius, the one with the scars, is the one that come off second best against the boats. So, it doesn't have to be one or the other. But the reality is, a crocodile died 40 years ago on Friday due to the fact that we didn't have the ability to sort of trap and handle large crocodiles back in the 1970s. Yeah, hello. Which is sad nonetheless. The flip side is it's also, I suppose, a nice ending. It's a bit of a flicker of hope, I suppose, that the original sweetheart might still be alive out there on Green Island. The sad reality is we'll never know. So who knows? Maybe one day we get out to Green Island, we can talk to the man that caught Casius, find out his side of the story, and I'll let you guys find out for yourselves. But it's not going to happen anytime soon. We're a while away from going anywhere else and leaving all the animals here again. But we'll have a look at a couple of comments and see what people have to say. Whoop. G'day for Canada. Hello, how are you doing? Glad you like the channel, Brenda. Interesting debate. Sad the poor crocodile passed away during capture. Yeah, so, like I said, Steve Irwin, it's probably an interesting thing to point out, you know, like Steve Irwin and Steve Irwin's father, Bob Irwin, were catching crocodiles in the 1980s. And even then, they were pioneering how to do it. And if you read Bob Irwin's book, The Last Crocodile Hunter, he says that they made several frequent mistakes just because they had to learn as they go. It was an unknown art trapping crocodiles at the time, because prior to that, who'd trap crocodiles? You just shot them. So you got to think this is several years, half a decade before Steve Irwin and Bob Irwin had started trapping crocodiles. So very, very early times. It was a bit like the Wild West, trying to figure out how to catch these crocodiles back in the day. So luckily we've learned a lot more. Scientists these days can do it very, very effectively. They've got a few methods from rope traps to steel traps to harpooning, where they use a small barb that basically just sticks under the skin. They can wheel him in along the boat, do what they've got to do, pull the barb out and he swims off. Which sounds pretty horrific, but you've got to imagine crocodiles have incredibly tough skin, and those tiny barbs are nothing compared to what happens when they bite each other. So yeah, we've come a long way in terms of catching and handling large crocodiles. Who's that? So yeah, I suppose that's all I really wanted to get across. There is another. Come on, guys, we need to share his videos. Yeah, the more you can share our videos, the closer we can get to 5,000, and eventually, the more we can afford to make more videos further afield. You guys know pretty much every animal that I have here today, and our collection's always coming and going. You know, some animals will be given needing a home, and not all of them end up having the right. Just your channel to me discussing native animals in captivity. Thank you. Yeah, TC's a great bloke. I really enjoy his videos. He's hoping to come to Australia in the next year or so. So it'd be fantastic if we could catch up. I don't have that many blue tongues, but I know TC likes any blue tongues. So we'll see how we can go. But yeah, you guys have seen almost all my animals, and as I said, our animals here sort of come and go a little bit. We'll be donated animals that need homes, and not all of those animals have the right temperament for shows. Some are perfectly friendly, but they stress out, and we don't want to use animals for this kind of work, going and meeting the public all the time if they can't get used to it. Good morning in Byron Bay. It's a lot warmer up there, I hope, than here. I understand that it was a different time, but Steve Irwin was absolute idol. He was, you know, he was, I suppose he totally changed the way that wildlife filmmaking and stuff happens. Great Ambassador, I think your viewpoints are on par. Yeah, I'd like to think so. You know, I grew up in the generation watching Steve Irwin, and all Steve Irwin stuff I liked, but particularly Steve Irwin's earlier stuff, which to a lot of people come across. I think a lot of people in the industry look at Steve Irwin and say, oh, you know, it was a bit much, wasn't he? But what some people have to realize is he wasn't making documentaries for zookeepers. He was making documentaries for the general public. And they're the most important demographic, because zookeepers, wildlife carers, researchers, all these sorts of people, we're not enough. You know, we do our videos. There's hundreds of channels doing their videos. There's documentaries on TV, less good than, you know, when Steve Heron was around, with the exception of course, the great David Attenborough. But yeah, the issue that people forget when they sort of maybe criticize Steve Irwin a little bit is that what he was really good at was getting people who have no interest in wildlife into wildlife. And that's what is actually really important, because if you're already involved with wildlife, you're already involved. He doesn't need to get you on board. You can do your own learning. It's to try and make them exciting to the kid in the classroom or the mum and dad coming up to tax time who might be able to donate a couple of bucks to a cause, you know? And that's what he did absolutely well. You're right, he was an idol, Brooke. His kids are growing up now, but we'll wait and see if they turn out the same. I think they're going to be producing some fantastic documentaries one day. Whether they have the same sort of style. I personally like Steve Irwin's sort of unpolished style at his early documentaries, you know. So we'll wait and see how they come across. But the more documentaries, the better, you know. I remember as a kid, like the Animal Planet back in the 1990s. Today, we don't have Foxtel, and frankly, because there's not much worth watching. Well, as far as wildlife goes anyway. But yeah, so I suppose if you do want to help us get out more videos and stuff like that, like Brooke said, the more people that can share our videos, the sooner we hit 5,000. The bigger we go, as slowly as it ticks along, the more we can afford to get out and visit some animals that aren't ours. Because one thing that I've said from the very beginning, and Camp Kennan, one of our friends, Kennan Harkin, put out a video the other day on pet tubers. And one thing we've said from the beginning is we'll never get animals just to do videos with. I think if you're building yourself a good enough reputation, blokes like Clint's Reptiles are a great example. You can always borrow animals or get access to other facilities to film there. There's no excuse to be buying an animal just for a video. So our rules are basically, if I have to be interested in that animal personally, I'm not going to get it just because other people are. It's got to have an educational component. And I've got to have the space and time for it. So I won't keep animals that I don't have much of an interest in. It's like fish. I think fish are fantastic, but you'll never see me keeping fish other than feeder fish for turtles and crocodiles and whatnot. It's very interesting suddenly, isn't it? So yeah, the couple of things you can do if you want to see us, try and get up to Casius or go anywhere else in Australia and try and produce some more videos. And we would like to, you know, as our new facility gets built, and we're in a position to maybe take on a volunteer or two, it hopefully frees up some time for us to go and spend some more time filming and producing videos, because I love doing shows and being based here, but the thing that I've always been the most passionate about, even when I was a zookeeper, wasn't necessarily the feeding, cleaning, it was the getting the message out. And what YouTube has been fantastic for is we've been able to get our message a lot further than I could based here in a country town. We'll be approaching 500,000 views on our videos. So, you know, it's good stuff. And if you're wanting to help that, yeah, biggest thing you can do is just watch our videos, share our videos, and you guys are, of course, I'm preaching to the converted. The other thing is you can consider supporting us on Patreon. And I don't want everybody to feel obliged to do it. You're getting everything Patreon people get as far as videos goes, you guys get for free. It's just like dropping a gold coin in the busker's guitar case, I suppose. It helps, and it goes a long way to helping our videos get better and better. For those of you guys who were interested a couple of months ago, a few of our Patreon supporters and a few other people supported us in a couple of bucks here and there to get a new camera, which this week we have picked up a new camera. It's not going to be straight away where you notice a difference, and the phone cameras are pretty good, so I don't know how much difference it'll make, but the really good thing this camera will be for is we can get more B-roll, and we can go to places we can film animals from further away, things like this. But yeah, that was largely, or a part of that anyway, come from the support of you guys. So thank you very much. And that's what we're all about, getting our videos better for you guys. The more you enjoy it, the more you're going to watch it, the more you're going to learn, and the more you can talk to your friends and make sure that they learn. And that's what it's all about. Anyway, guys, now that we've had our chat about Sweetheart, whether or not it's the wrong Sweetheart, I don't know. Anybody watching this video, live or otherwise, let us know what you think. If we filmed the wrong Sweetheart, if you think we need to get up to Casius and do a comparison, who knows. But thanks for watching. Over the next few weeks, we'll put up some Darwin videos. I do have just a bit of a family video from our Darwin holiday. I don't know if you guys are interested in it or not. It's not educational. It's just clips and niceness from all our travels. But I can put that up if you guys are interested. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Be nice to wildlife. Have a good one and take care. Yeah.